right, a lot of back and forth on this. Just to update you, two different measures, one a Republican, one a Democratic one, both failing in the Senate to garner the 60 votes necessary to sort of move the debate forward. But they are moving it forward. Lindsey Graham, speaking on the floor of the Senate, will be monitoring what he has to say. With us now is Georgia Republican Congressman Doug Collins. Congressman, thank you. Where do you think this goes now, sir?
Well, ask Ms. Pelosi. She's the one that's absolutely just, we've heard nothing from her. Some of her own leadership team has started to talk about the fact that a wall actually works. Mr. Clyburn's talked about putting money together and at least putting a proposal on the table. The question has become is not where's Waldo, it's where's Nancy. She's not available to talk. She won't have any negotiations. She just simply says, no, not going to do it.
All right, so when she says that a wall is immoral, and you're quite right, Steny Hoyer and others have said, well, it's not really immoral. It might not be what we envision as the key part of this. But even the Democratic measure, Congressman, that was brought up in the Senate called for a little bit more than $5 billion for security funding along the border without outlining a structure per se. So it just seems, for want of a better term, to be about semantics now. Am I right?
Well, it's become an interesting, it's political, Neil, and I think this is the thing we have to talk about. This immoral argument is, to me, it drips in hypocrisy. Many of these same members who are now claiming, because it's fashionable on the left to call ICE agents terrible, to call the border wall immoral, I don't see any of those same folks actually going saying, let's go take down the walls that currently exist. Immoral is immoral. Abortion is immoral. Abortion is murder. There's no doubt about that. We'll call it what it is. If you call the border wall immoral, then you want to take it down. You want to get rid of it. You can't have it both ways.
Fair enough. Then would Republicans then go back on some things that the Democrats in charge haven't gotten far enough? For example, many of you were in agreement in doing something about the children of illegals who got here, DACA, as they're known, and through no fault of their own, are in this legal limbo. The president looked at a way to give them protections for a couple of years, or maybe 3 years. Are you open to that? Democrats have then countered. I just had one. I said, well, maybe a longer period, maybe 6 years. But in other words, is the blueprint there for a deal?
It can be. The president has made it very clear. The president took forward and lifted put out a deal that said we'll extend it for 3 years. Here's the interesting thing.
Well, he went back to his old stance. So exactly. Democrats charge, and I know it goes both ways, so you're right.
Yeah.
But Democrats says, wait a minute, you're going back to the stance you had before you reversed that stance, and we're supposed to be grateful that you've returned to your old stance, you say?
Well, it's not returning the old stance. This is the same speaker who spent 8 hours on the floor last year using her magic minute to talk about how great DACA was, but yet she won't use this opportunity to actually help them. She uses DACA as political pawns. We're trying to actually solve the problem. I voted last year for both of the plans we put forward in the House that would have actually solved the DACA issue.
But you're quite comfortable, and a lot of your colleagues are, sir, doing both. That as long as you get funding with a wall, you're more than open to a 3-year protection, maybe more than that for those who are here illegally, the children of those here illegally.
Why should we take border wall off the table here, Neil? The president's been talking about this forever. We've actually been putting border wall money in that many Democrats who now claim
I understand that, but you're open to you want to do both, and it means maybe stretching the number or the years on protections for DACA. You'd be open to that.
I think you got to find a solution here, and those are the things that we will be looking at.
All right, Congressman, thank you very much, sir. Good having you.